So, but I'd love if anyone has questions for either anybody any of us up here, including Rob, or any reactions that you want to share about the film, on whether what you particularly learned in the film, what issues you might be working on in the community.
Seems like this is something that we should be showing to high school students, because their parents may not teach them any of this, and they really need, I mean, they're going to get barraged with credit applications and fall for some really awful situations, and the payday loan places, they're just magnets for, you know, disaster. So it really would be nice to see that incorporated in high school curriculum.
Yeah, I have a career school here in the St. Louis area, and we work with Justine Petersen. Thank them for everything they've done for our students, but one of our biggest issues is that we have gotten our tuition down to the point where it's below what a student can borrow and get through a Pell Grant. And so we're trying to encourage our students not to take any more money out than they absolutely have to, because once they graduate and they have to start paying back some of their loan, if they borrow more than they really needed to, that runs up. And then if they go into default, they get into trouble.
A lot of those mistakes that can really, as you heard in this video, impact people 10 years later when they then have a family and 4 kids and they want to move on to that home ownership and small business, and they realize that they can't because of how they dealt with their credit 10 years ago when they were single and younger. Really impacts them. And so I think that there's a lot of really great messaging in this video on that. Yeah. Any other reactions to the video?
Yeah, I love the video. And I concur that we need to show it in the schools at an early age. You know, because those of us that have our feet on, on the ground, we know that the credit card companies have actively, strategically marketed to the students to take credit cards. And there's a thing called instant gratification behaviors. So when you're young, you get the credit card and you don't have the thought about that you'll be becoming a victim. And so these kinds of tutorials need to be taught at an early age. And I would even suggest in the earlier ages when you're 7, 8, 9 years old. And for like Bob Boyle, those of us that really work with the low to moderate income community, their parents are from the older culture, or a different culture that says take your money, spend it, spend cash, like you say, but they don't know credit is a part of the American dream. And you have to know how to use it. Children or youth don't understand the dynamics, that knowing your ABCs is just as a credit, is now just as important as learning geography, geometry, English, math. So it needs to almost be part of, in my view,
I think we have the next film in your series. I'm seeing it now.
Yeah.
We're going to do some vignettes with some youth and credit card stories. And I think there's a lot of
I'm really proud of you. Because Bob Boyle and Justine Petersen are tenacious. They are not going to let you fail. Yeah.
Please.
And one more question. I'm sorry. I'm going to take it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Mr. Roberts, the program is called California what?
No, the company that we developed the card in conjunction with is called Banamex USA.
Banamex USA.
Banamex USA is actually a company that's owned by Citigroup. Citi Microfinance, along with Citi Banamex USA, are partnering with Justine Petersen to offer credit products to help people build credit here in the United States.
Now, what is the criteria? You say they fill out a one-page application.
Yeah,
and I mean, do they have to have a 600 credit score already, or 520, or what needs to happen?
There's 2 main criteria with the program. As long as they don't have a bankruptcy in the past 24 months, and they don't have signs of fraud on their credit report, we pretty much can approve them for a card. And right now with Justine Petersen, we are running about a 98% approval rate with the clients that are coming through the doors. So the thing that we feel has made the program so successful is the direct hand-holding of Justine Petersen, the pulling of the credit report, the counseling, and then the financial education that they give to the clients as well. So the thing is, Citibank or Citigroup, this LMI population that you're referring to, a lot of them are not prone to come into banks. They might rather go to the payday lender or the check casher. But Justine Petersen gives us that extension and other services that we can't or might not be able to offer as effectively in a branch setting.
And what's so valuable about that partnership is that Justine Petersen has so much latitude in making a lot of the decision in terms of working with the clients and helping them appropriate, and in some of that underwriting, because it's they're working with clients who they think can be successful, making sure that people understand, want to pay, have the ability to pay, and that and that when they've made that decision, really. City is able to approve everybody there, and so that's a really great part of the partnership and something that we're trying to see more and more nonprofits get involved in as they're working with clients, because we know so much credit was given to people who didn't have the ability to pay, and so this kind of a partnership really puts a lot of responsibility on Justine Petersen to make sure that the clients understand the kind of products they're getting into and have the ability to pay, and then the city is able to.
For the secured card, it starts at $200. It could go up to $2,500, but basically that's the threshold. It's $200.
And that's $200 that they give you to put into.
It goes into security, and they earn 4% interest on that security.
So there's always a savings encouragement there as well, which is a really nice piece of the
more than a savings account. That's more than a CD.
It was more of a statement about the education part, because the state of Missouri, the class of 2010 and thereafter, has to have financial literacy in schools, and all of the St. Louis public schools and most of the county schools have a program either through their financial education programs or through their social studies departments, and we're working directly with a lot of them. And I think that we should go to all the coalitions that are working in the schools and get them this. And I will work from my side of it and do it.
Anybody have another question back there or a comment?
Well, I think there's a number of things that go together with just credit education, and one of them is owning a checking account. Now, I used to be in banking. There are a number of bankers in this room, and a lot of people are intimidated by a checking account. Well, you need a checking account to get your Social Security payment. You need a checking account to sometimes get your paycheck, because there's direct deposit of payroll in a lot of different companies. But people have a very difficult time in balancing the checkbook and understanding how to do that. And that's an education process, and that's something that maybe I don't know if that's even in your area at all, but I know many banks try to teach that to clients on how to do that. And some clients actually come in and have some of the account officers actually do that for them in the branch. But that's a really important aspect.
And I think
checking account is essential to understand.